Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to sprout a particular seed mix that I've got in this jar here, and it's called Broccoli and Friends, and it's a mixture of broccoli seeds, clover, red radish, and alfalfa. And I'm going to show you the label so that you can see where it came from. Now, I want you to know that I have no links with this company other than having bought their seeds. I don't get any profit or money or even a thank you out of this if you buy these seeds. So I'm just sharing them with you because I like them. They sprout easily, they have a high germination rate, and I have had 100% success with them. Every single time I've sprouted them, nothing has ever spoiled. So I wanted to share this with you and take you through the process start to finish so you can see what they are for yourself. You want to make sure that you have a mason jar with a lid for sprouting. It's got some holes in there for air vents, or you could use a cheesecloth and a rubber band to hold that cheesecloth on the jar, however you want to go. So first of all, we want to put our seeds in there, and I'm going to start with, do this so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with a tablespoon and a half of these seeds, and this is a measuring tablespoon, and just roughly there, tablespoon and a half. Now I'll put this lid back on there. Going to run some cool water in here, and we're just going to rinse the seeds a couple times. This is the same procedure you would follow with any sprouting seeds in any jar. But I just wanted you to go through the process with me so that you could see these things in action. They're really tasty on a salad, and like I said, I'm impressed with them because I have had no spoilage. Really good. So okay, I've given them a couple little rinses there, and now I'm just going to cover them up with water, and I'm going to allow them to soak for about 8 hours or so. And it's morning for my time right now, and so I will get back with you before this day is over. Just want to make sure they're all down, and so they're not. So we're going to add some more water and get them all down there under the water. All right, touch base with you after a while. Our seeds have soaked for right at 8 hours. So now I'm going to drain them, and I'm going to rinse them a couple times, and then we're going to allow them to drain really well, and then just rest them on their side for the night. Okay, there's one rinse. I'm going to do one more rinse just because it's a good idea to really rinse them. Now you just want to allow these to drain really well for roughly 15 minutes. For just the seeds in there, it's not going to take 15 minutes to really get the water out of there. But you don't want them to be bone dry, but you do want them to drain. You can use something like this to drain them with. You could prop them up in a bowl any way that you want, on a dish rack. You could even set them on the top rack in your dishwasher just to allow them to drain just like that. So just about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to just try to disperse these seeds around a little bit and lay the jar on its side for the night. And then I will check in with you in the morning, and we're going to repeat this process of rinsing and draining. It's the morning, and so it's time to give our seeds a drink. And so we're going to run some cool water in the jar and just make sure they all get wet, and we're going to drain them and prop them up at about a 45-degree angle so that they can drain for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to disperse the seeds again, just like you saw them there, spread out through the jar the best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just try to avoid having them in one big clump. And now I'll just drain it. And you want to do this same routine twice a day, roughly 12 hours intervals, you know, every 12 hours. So in the morning, early in the morning, and then in the evening after supper. All that works well for me. So you just need to figure out on your own personal schedule what works well for you. And you want to do it twice a day. And then in between times, you have your choice. I just go ahead and put these in a bright, sunny location. Other people will say to keep them in the dark. Honestly, I don't think it makes any difference, except for when they're in the light, they're going to turn green. And so I just figure, like, if they were outside and they were planted very shallowly in the soil, which they probably would be, they're going to be exposed to light during the daytime. So I expose these to light. I have grow lights. You could put them in a sunny window. And you would do that for 12 hours, and then you rinse them again, and then they're in the dark, just like outside. So if you choose to keep them in the dark all the time, that's up to you. I don't do that. I try to treat them as if they were outside. And that's all there is to it. And we'll just continue to do this twice a day until they're ready to harvest. It is the morning of day 3. We've got a lot of roots starting here. And I want to point out, you may not be able to see it, like right here. It's kind of fuzzy. And a lot of people will interpret that as, oh no, there's mold on my seeds. That's not mold. If you look at it really fine, really well, it's what's called root hairs. It just means they're thirsty. They're sprouting little tiny hairs to go out and reach for any bit of moisture that they possibly can. Once you give them some water, then those root hairs are going to disappear because you're going to satisfy their needs. They're just thirsty. So, once again, we're going to continue to rinse and drain twice a day, roughly at 12-hour intervals. And it's morning time, so what I'm going to do is put these in a bright location after they're drained for about 15 minutes at a roughly 45-degree angle. And they're going to be in that bright light for about 12 hours. And then they're going to be rinsed again, and then in the dark, just like it was nighttime. And I'll check in with you again. It's the morning of day 4, and I want you to see we are growing really well here. This is the morning of day 5, and you can see how fast these things have really grown. Yes, they can be harvested now, but I'm going to allow them to grow one more day. So I'm going to continue to follow the same routine. This is the morning of day 6, and I want you to see we have a jar full here. And so we're going to call it done. We're going to harvest them today. Now, first point is when you're ready to harvest them, this is first thing in the morning. It would be a normal time to water them. We will not water them. Do not water them right before you go to put them away in the refrigerator, because if you do that, they're going to have too much liquid in there. It's going to invite them to spoil. So now you want to get a container of your choice. And I've just got a little plastic container here. I'm going to spread this open. And I like to line it with a cloth. This is a cloth that I made with diaper fabric, so it wouldn't have a lot of lint in there. You could use paper towels, whatever you want. Just you want something to line it with because it's going to form some moisture in there. And you don't want a lot of moisture to accumulate around your sprouts. That will invite them to mold. So all we're going to do is put that cloth in there, and it will help to absorb any extra moisture that forms and help to create a humid environment but not wet. We have a lot of beautiful roots here. Turn this over. We have a lot of beautiful greenery, and you can see we have a lot of wonderful sprouts there. These have a nice spicy, mild spicy flavor because it's a blend. There is some radish in there, but there's a lot of broccoli in there and alfalfa and other seeds as well, and they're delicious. Use these within 5 days for best quality. Keep them in the refrigerator in a covered container. We will be covering this up, and that's all there is to it. Just take out what you want when you want them and enjoy. Well, as you can see, these seeds grow fast. They grow a lot of sprouts. There's a good germination rate. and there's a good flavor to them as well. So I wanted to share it with you, and again, I have no connections with them. I don't get any benefit out of it if you buy them. I just wanted to share them with you. So I've got links below on where you can get these seeds. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Bye for now.